Hello, look what I found in the doodle drawers. Lots and lots of boxes. They're just asking to be made into something fantastic. So, Mr. Box, what are we going to make with you today?
It's up to you.
No, I know, boxes can't really talk, but just imagine if they could. Oh, that gives me an idea. Let's make it! As well as cardboard boxes, we'll need some things from the doodle drawers. Some paint. Some sticky tape and some felt tip pens. Some card. And some fluffy pom-poms. Whoa! Now, to make a box puppet like this one here, have a look in your kitchen cupboards or in a supermarket for 2 cardboard boxes that are about the same size, like this. There. Now, we need to tear the flaps off both of the boxes at one end. Now, this is a bit tricky, so you might want to ask an adult to help you. There, when that's done, we can put one box on top of the other and line them up so both of the open ends are together. Now we need to put some bits of sticky tape in here to make a sort of hinge. There we go. Now we can put our fingers into one box and our thumb into the other, and if we lift it up and open and shut it, our box puppet will talk. Hello, I'm a box puppet. Brilliant. Now you can turn your box puppet into anything you like, but I think we should make this one into a donkey. So let's start off by painting this grey. And when it's dry, you can paint the inside of the mouth black. Now it's dry, we can give our donkey some eyes. And when you're drawing eyes, it helps if you draw around something that's round, like the top of a glue stick. And there's 2. Now let's add some droopy eyelids, and we can colour those in with a grey felt tip pen. Now let's add some black circles in the middle for pupils. And our donkey's eyes are ready to cut out. But be careful, because scissors are sharp. Put some glue onto the back of your donkey eyes. And now we can stick these onto 2 fluffy pom-poms like these. There! Look at that, fantastic! Now we can stick these eyes on top of our donkey's head. There! Looking good already, but our donkey needs some big floppy ears. Now to make these ears, we need some more card. And we're going to draw, with a black pen, 2 pointy arch shapes like this. Great! Now we can cut these out very carefully. Then paint them the same colour as your donkey's head. And when your ears are dry, draw a smaller arch inside each one. Now give them a bit of a squeeze to give them some shape. And now we can stick them onto our box puppet. There we go, looking good. But as a finishing touch, our donkey needs some sticky out teeth. Now to make those, we will need a small square of card. And we're going to draw a line down the middle, then make a flap by just bending over a little bit of the edge there. We can put some glue on that edge, and this will fix it inside our donkey's mouth. Push it in there. Perfect. There he is. What do you think? Good, eh? And you can make all sorts of different box puppets. Ooh, how about this dog using different coloured pom-poms to make it look like he's got a patch over one eye? Ooh, or a sheep. Cotton wool makes an excellent fleece. Ooh, or look at this lion using fake fur to make a bushy mane. So why don't you try making two boxes talk by making a box head puppet? Oh, that's it for now. My making time's over, but yours is just beginning. It's time to put all this stuff back in its box.
Minute make time!
Ho-ho! It's minute make time. Come on! Here's what we're going to make today. A cake case rosette. Look at that. Very nice, eh? Now, to make one of these, you will need a small coloured cake case, a large cake case, 2 strips of tissue paper, a circle and a square of card, some scissors, a glue stick and a pen. Now, do you think it's possible to make this in just 1 minute?
Not a chance!
Well, I think I can do it, Tocky, but I will have to be very quick. Don't worry, though, I'll remind you how to do it at the end. Are you ready? Let's make it in a minute! Start the clock! Right, let's get the coloured cake case and turn it inside out and then glue it inside the large cake case. There we go. Stick that in there. Very good. Right, now I'm going to take the circle of card and draw a winner's cup. There we are. Just colour that in quickly. Very good. Right, now I need to glue that inside here. There we go. Put a bit of glue on there and then glue this inside. OK, that's looking good. Now I need to get the strips of tissue paper and very carefully snip a triangle
Be careful!
out of there. That's just one end. There, that looks good. There we go. Right, now I need to get some glue on this end here. And then put that on there, and then put some glue on there, and put the cake case rosette on top. And now with this square, I need to make a flap by tearing almost down to the end. And if I put some glue on there, I've got a cake case rosette. I did it!
Only just!
Yes, that was close. But now we can pop our cake case rosette into our pocket by using the flap that we made on the back. Let's see what it looks like. In it goes. Oh, yes, very nice indeed. And if you've got more than a minute, you can add more cake cases and tissue paper. Oh, this one's a football rosette with 2 different coloured tissue papers. Oh, and this one's made out of lots of cake cases for a really frilly effect. Cake case rosettes. Why don't you make one in a minute? Oh, here's a reminder of how to do it.
Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. Stick the coloured cake case inside the white cake case. Draw a winner's cup on the circle and stick it inside the cake case. Snip triangles out of the tissue paper strips and stick them to the back of the rosette. Then tear a slit in the square of card and stick half of it to the back of the cake case rosette and pop it in your pocket.
Why don't you make it in a minute?
Minute make time!
Oh, it's minute make time. Come on, everyone. Here's what we're making today. A flying saucer from outer space. Yes, and to make a flying saucer, you will need some sticky tape, some glue, a brush, a fluffy pom-pom, a paper bowl, a paper plate, a clear plastic tub and a piece of wool. We'll also need some googly eyes, and you can get those from an art and craft shop. I'll be back in a tick. I've got them. Here are our googly eyes. Now, do you think it's possible to make this in just 1 minute?
No way!
Well, my feathered friend, we're about to find out. I'm going to have to be very quick, but don't worry, I'll remind you how to do it at the end. Let's make it in a minute! Right, let's get our bowl and put on lots of gloopy PVA glue. We're going to put all around the edge here. Going to put on plenty, because that's going to help us stick it to our paper plate. There we go. We're going to turn the bowl upside down like that and then stick it on. That's going to make our spaceship. Now we get our pom-pom, dip that in the glue as well, and then glue that on top. And then we need to get our googly eyes and stick those on. Now our alien's going to have 3 eyes. There's 1, there's 2, and here's the 3rd alien eye. Oh, I've got to hurry up. There we go, there's his 3rd eye. Stick that down a bit more. Now get some glue on this. This is our tub, that goes on top. And then we stick the bit of wool on top of that. I've done it!
Nice alien.
That was close, but I made a flying saucer in a minute. And if you've got more than a minute, you can paint and decorate your flying saucer however you like.
You could paint it silver, add coloured stickers and make it stand out with a black pen. Or why not make a really big flying saucer for lots of aliens, using a bigger plate and a bigger bowl?
A flying saucer made in a minute. Why don't you try it? Here's a reminder of how to do it.
Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. Glue round the edge of a paper bowl and stick it to a paper plate. Glue on a pom-pom and stick on googly eyes. Then glue a plastic tub on top of your pom-pom. And finally tape wool to the top of the tub to complete your flying saucer.
Why don't you try making it in a minute? Have a look at my teeny tiny car here. It's brilliant. And if you think that's good, take a look at this. Here he is. It's my mini Mr. Maker. Let's make it. Oh, I love playing with teeny tiny toys, which gives me a great idea. Let's make something.
Make yourself a marvellous miniature garden. It's not big, but it's very clever.
Let's make it! We'll need some things from the doodle drawers. A green paper plate and some pipe cleaners. A pencil, some modelling clay and some coloured cards. Lollipop sticks and twigs. Sticky tape, glue and red stickers. Some flower-shaped buttons and a toy duck. Really? Great! Whoa! Now, to make a tiny garden like this one here, which has a little path, a pond with a duck swimming in it, a flower bed, a fence and some lovely trees. So let's start off by getting a blue piece of card like this, and we're going to draw a squiggly shape with a pencil for our pond. There we go, that looks good. Now we're going to get a green piece of card and we're going to draw 2 cloud shapes. Now these are going to be the top of our trees. Great. Now we can cut these shapes out, but be careful because scissors are sharp. Now, glue the blue squiggly ponds in the middle of the plate. Now we need to get some grey modelling clay and we're going to roll a few tiny balls like this. Now these balls are going to help us make a tiny path. Just gently squeeze them onto the plate like this. Lovely. Now let's get some brown modelling clay, and we need to roll a sort of long sausage shape, and we're going to mould and squidge it to the back of the plate to make a flower bed. Then carefully snap 3 of your lolly sticks in half. Now you might want to ask an adult to help you with this bit, as it's a bit tricky. Now bring in 2 whole lolly sticks like this and lay them down, and then start to glue all of the pieces of lolly stick across to make a fence. When the fence is dry, carefully push it into the back of your flower bed. There we go. Lovely. Now, let's take the 2 curvy tree shapes that we cut out earlier, and we're going to stick on 2 twigs to the back. A little twig for the little one, and a large twig for the large tree. And now we have 2 trees. They look really good, but we can make them look even better by adding some red stickers for apples. There we go, 2 lovely apple trees. Let's stick them in to our garden. I think I'll put the big tree at the back here, like that. And then the smaller one just in front. Fantastic. Well, our garden is starting to take shape, but now we need to plant some flowers in our flower bed. Now, first of all, we need to get some green pipe cleaners like this and just very carefully snip them into small pieces. Now you've got your pieces of pipe cleaner, you need to find yourself a flower-shaped button like this. If you turn it over, there's a little loop in the back in which you can push the pipe cleaner piece through and just fold it over to make a little tiny flower. Now don't worry if you haven't got any flower-shaped buttons. You can always draw and cut out a flower shape on some coloured card, make a little hole in the middle, and then push your piece of pipe cleaner through like this. And when you've got your flowers, bring back your garden and start planting your flowers in the flower bed. Wow, isn't that amazing? Why not float something on the pond, like a teeny tiny boat or a little toy duck? Oh, look at it, a wonderful, terrific, tiny garden. And you can make any type of tiny world that you like. How about this tiny jungle? It's got lots of card leaves and pipe cleaner trees with a toy tiger. Or you could even try making another tiny garden on a bigger tray. And instead of a fence, it's got a lolly stick bench.
Time to go!
Oh, that means my making time's over, but yours is just beginning. See you soon. It's time to put all this stuff back in its box.
Minute Make time!
Ho-ho! It's Minute Make time! Here's what we're going to make today. It's a great game that looks like an ice cream cone. Let's give it a go. The idea being that you catch the ice cream in the cone. And now to make this, you will need a pair of scissors, a brush, some gloopy PVA glue, some sticky tape, a sponge ball, a circle and a square of tissue paper, and half a circle shape of paper or card. Oh, and not forgetting a little bit of wool. Now, do you think it's possible to make this in just 1 minute?
No way!
Oh, well, I think I can do it, Tocky. I will have to be very quick though, but don't worry, I'll remind you how to do it at the end. Let's make it in a minute! Let's get our half circle of brown paper or card and make it into a cone shape like that. I'm going to stick it with some sticky tape. Yeah, that's in position. There's the cone. Now let's make the ice cream. That's the sponge ball, but we also need the circle of tissue paper. I'm just going to trim around the edges here to make it into a droopy, drippy looking sauce. There we go.
Be careful!
Round and round. I'm being careful, Toki, don't you worry. There we go. Let's get some gloopy glue on our ball now. There we go, on the top there. Put plenty on. And then stick our sauce on the top. There we go. Then let's scrunch up the red piece of tissue paper. That's going to be a cherry on the top. There we go. There's the cherry. And then let's get the wool. Stick that inside the cone, like that. Stick the wool to the ball. And then you're ready to play.
That was close!
Yes, that was close, but it makes a game that looks good enough to eat.
Can I eat it?
No, you can't, Toki. This isn't for eating, it's for playing with. So let's have a game. Here we go. Ha-ha! I did it! And if you've got more than a minute, you could try some other ideas. Ooh, how about a mint ice cream with painted chocolate drops and a pom-pom chocolate on top? Ooh! Or you could even make it into a flower by adding some paper petals around the cone. Fantastic games made in a minute. Why don't you try it? Here's a reminder of how to do it.
Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. Roll half a circle of brown paper or card into a cone shape and stick it together. Trim the pink tissue paper circle into a wobbly sauce shape and then glue it onto the sponge ball. Scrunch up the red tissue paper and glue it on top for the cherry. Take one end of the wall to the cone and the other to the sponge ball. And your ice cream cone game is finished.
Why don't you try and make it in a minute? It's minute make time. Come on. Right, it's minute make time. And here's what we're going to make today. A colourful keyring charm. Perfect to hang on your bag, belt or lunchbox. Now, to make one of these, you'll need a pipe cleaner, some plastic coloured beads, a key ring and a small plastic toy or button with a loop on the back of it like this. Now, do you think it's possible to make this in just 1 minute? Oh, well, let's find out. I'm going to have to be very quick, but don't worry. I'll remind you how to do it at the end. Are you ready? Great! Let's make it in a minute. Start the clock. Right, let's get our pipe cleaner and feed on our small plastic toy like that. That's the rhino. Let's put him round there once or twice. There we go. Brilliant. Now let's turn it over like that and start feeding on our plastic beads. I'm going to start with this small dark green one like that. There we go. And then put on one of these slightly larger light green ones. There we go. You can use whatever colour beads you like and whatever shape and size. There we go. Oh, no, they're going everywhere. I've got to be... Oh, no, I need a big one now. That's it. That goes on there, like that. Now another small one. Oh, dear, I'm running out of time. There we go. And one more big one should do it, I think. All right. Oh, no, I'm running out of time. Right, now I need the keyring loop like that. And then I just need to loop it round and round and round and round like that. There we go. A fantastic keyring charm. Now all we need to do is attach it to our backpack or our lunchbox. And if you've got more than a minute, you could make a football keyring charm in your favourite team's colours and a football button. Or even a multicoloured key charm with a star at the bottom. A brilliant keyring bag charm made in a minute. Why don't you try it? Here's a reminder of how to do it. Why don't you try making it in a minute? Ooh. I don't know. Let's find out.
I'm grey.
I am black.
I'm yellow.
I'm light blue. I am brown.
I am green.
It's a tractor.
Well done, everyone. See you next time.
This book that I'm reading is brilliant. It's so exciting. Listen to this. It was a cold and stormy night. The wind howled and the rain poured. As old Albert Maker, the famous fisherman, struggled against the high seas in his tiny fishing boat. He'd hit a rock and he was sinking fast. What was he going to do? He couldn't see dry land. Then, out of nowhere, came bursts of light, one after the other. A lighthouse! I'm saved! And by the light of the lighthouse, old Albert Maker made his way safely home. Wow, Albert was really brave. You wouldn't catch me sailing on the high seas. No way. Ooh, this gives me an idea, though. Let's make something.
A fantastic lighthouse made out of an empty crisp tube that can light up your room.
Let's make it. We'll need some things from the doodle drawers. An empty cardboard crisp tube and a clear plastic jar with a lid. Some newspaper and a black pen. Some paint. A piece of cardboard and an empty juice carton. Some glue. And some strips of red card and a torch. Oh! Now, to make your very own lighthouse, like this one here, first make sure that your juice carton is smaller than your piece of cardboard. Let's have a look. Yes, it is. Now we can use gloopy PVA glue to stick this on. Now that's in position, we can glue on our crisp tube on top of the juice carton. And when you've done that, leave it to dry. Then we scrunch up some newspaper to cover our juice carton and the cardboard, because this is going to be the rocks at the bottom of the lighthouse. Now, the more scrunched up you make it, the better it will look. Glue scrunched up newspaper all over the carton. Now it's dry, we can start painting it. Let's do the crisp tube white. And we can paint the newspaper grey, adding some white and blue paint on top of the grey to make the crashing waves underneath the lighthouse. Now, we need to add some red stripes to our lighthouse, like this. Now we do that by adding our red strips of card. Now put glue on one end of one of the bits of card. And then, if we wrap it around the tube so it overlaps and glue it together like that, we get a stripe. Fantastic! Start off by doing the bottom one, then do a stripe at the top, and then one in the middle. Now it's dry, we can add some windows and a door with a black pen. Now, let's take the lid off our plastic jar, like that. Turn the jar upside down and then glue the lid on top. Let's use a glue stick for this. There we are. Just put that on there. Perfect. And if we put it on top, we've got ourselves a lighthouse. Fantastic! Now, let's light it up by finding a torch that fits inside. This one looks good. If we turn it on and pop it in, we can put that on top. Look, it looks fantastic. Now, let's see if it works. Let's turn down the lights. There, you've got your very own lighthouse to help you see in the dark. Doesn't it look realistic? Ah, I love the smell of the sea, the crashing waves. But then again, maybe I prefer dry land.
Time to go! Time to go!
Oh, that's it for now. My making time's over, but yours is just beginning. See you soon. It's time to put all this stuff back in its box.
Minute Maid time!
Oh, great! It's Minute Maid time! Here's what we're going to make today. A crazy peg bug. So, I better make it snappy. And to make one of these, you will need a pair of scissors, a wooden peg, 4 pipe cleaners, some felt tip pens, some white stickers, and that's it. But do you think you can make this in just 1 minute?
No way!
Well, let's find out. I'm going to have to be very quick, but don't worry, I'll remind you how to do it at the end.
Start the clock!
Let's go! Get the peg and your felt tip pens and start colouring in stripes. Now, you can use whatever colours you like, but I'm going to use black and orange. There we go, there's the black done. Let's do the orange. There we go. Do the other side as well. There. That's looking very good. Now let's get 3 of the pipe cleaners, and if we hold them together and just feed them in like this, we can bend them into shape to make legs.
Halfway!
There are all the legs bent into shape. Now let's get the other pipe cleaner and we'll wind it around this end to make the antennae. There we go, fantastic. And now we just need to add some eyes with these white stickers. There we go, there's 1 white sticker. And there's the other one, and we can add black dots on as well. There! I did it! Only just! And if you've got more than a minute, you can make all sorts of crazy peg bugs. How about a purple and yellow one with purple pipe cleaners for legs? Or a black and gold stripy peg bug with black pipe cleaner legs. Crazy peg bugs made in a minute. Why don't you try and make one? Here's a reminder of how to do it. Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. Add stripes to the peg with felt tip pens. Put the pipe cleaners into the peg to make legs. Twist a pipe cleaner at the front to make antennae. Add white stickers for eyes. And draw a face with a black pen to finish off your crazy peg bug. Why don't you try and make it in a minute?
day, me hearties. My name is Captain Baker. Not really. It's me. I was just trying on one of my fancy dress hats. Did I fool you? Oh, no. Oh. Well, never mind. Have a look at the rest of my hats. I can pretend to be a prince. Bring me my jewels. Ooh, very nice. Or I could pretend to be a chef. Ooh, wait a minute. I think I've just cooked up a fantastic idea. Let's make something.
Why not make a delicious-looking pretend pizza? Tasty.
Let's make it. We'll need some things from the doodle drawers. 2 pieces of cardboard, an old newspaper and a pencil. Some sticky tape and some gloopy PVA glue. A large plate and some tissue paper. And some paint. Whoa! Hey, now to make your very own pretend pizza, like this one here, you need to start with a nice piece of large cardboard like this, and we're going to make the pizza base. So let's draw around something that's round like this plate. That should give us a nice circle shape, which is our pizza base. Now we're going to cut this out, but be careful because scissors are sharp. Ooh. Now this is a bit tricky, so you might want to ask an adult to help you. Next, we're going to make the pizza's crust. That's this bit around the edge here. And for that, we need a sheet of newspaper. And we're going to roll it up like this. And then twist it like this. There we go. Then we're going to bring our base back in and bend and stick it around the edge to make the crust like this. Now, as you can see, you're going to need more than 1 piece of newspaper to make sure that your crust fits all the way around your circle shape. Let's stick it on. There's the pizza's crust, but now it's time for the tasty toppings. Oh, you can put whatever toppings you like on your pizza. How about pepperoni slices? So let's get another piece of card, like this, and once again draw around something that's round, like this roll of sticky tape. And how about we also draw some oval olives? Oh yes, very tasty. You can even add some pieces of ham and green peppers, which are just strips of card and squares of card. Now very carefully cut all of your pieces out. Once you've cut out lots of toppings, use gloopy glue to stick them onto your pizza base. Now we need to make a special gloopy mixture. That's half gloopy glue and half water. Let's give it a mix. And spread this gloopy mixture all over the pizza. Now we can add a layer of ripped up pieces of tissue paper on top. Now this doesn't have to be neat. And when you've finished, you can even add another layer of the gloopy mixture to make sure it's all stuck down. When it's dry, all that's left to do is paint it. Start by painting the pizza crust first, which is a light brown colour. Then add red paint for the tomato sauce and some yellow on top for cheese. Last of all, paint your tasty toppings. Let's get painting! Remember to start with the brown crust. And there you have it, your very own pretend pizza. But you don't just have to stop there. You can make all sorts of pizzas, adding lots and lots of lovely toppings. This is a ham and pineapple pizza. It's made by using different sized chunks of yellow and pink painted cardboard. Or why not try making just a slice of mushroom pizza? Even the pieces of mushroom are made from cardboard. So why don't you try making a pretend pizza and become a chef like me?
Time to go! Time to go!
Oh, that's it for now. My making time's over, but yours is just beginning. See you soon. It's time to put all this stuff back in its box. Oh, I'd love to go on holiday, especially an adventure holiday, like a super jungle safari.
Jungles are really exciting. There are so many things to see. Look, there's an elephant. And there's a snake. And there's a ferocious plant.
Oh, I wouldn't like to meet one of those close up. I'm getting out of here. Oh, what a dream! But it gives me a great idea. Let's make something.
Make a super snappy jungle plant with terrific teeth.
Let's make it. We'll need some things from the doodle drawers. An empty yoghurt pot with a bendy corner. Some green pipe cleaners and some coloured paper. Aha! Some paint. Some sticky tape and some glue. A plant pot and a lump of modelling clay. Whoa! Now to make your very own snappy plant, you need to get a clean yoghurt container with a bendy corner like this. Now, you might want to ask an adult to help you find one of these. And then you're going to fold along that crease there, like that. And now we need to get 4 pipe cleaners like this. And whilst holding them all together, twist them up. There, but don't twist all the way to the end because you need 2 pieces on this side to stick to the small corner of your yoghurt container and these other 2 pieces to stick over here to the larger side of the container. And we can stick them in place with some sticky tape. Now you can paint the inside of your yoghurt pot red and the outside of it green like this. Now to paint them, we're going to make 2 painty mixtures that are made up of half paint and half gloopy glue. Let's give them a mix. This will help the painty mixture really stick to the yoghurt pot. There we go. Now we can start painting. When it's dry, it should look like this. Green on the outside and red on the inside. Let's just put it to one side for now because we're going to get a brown piece of paper like this and we're going to fold it in half. And then we're going to make a snip just here along that folded edge. Be careful when you use scissors because they're sharp, you know. There. Here we go. Now if we open it up, we've got ourselves a little hole. And that hole is perfect for pushing our pipe cleaners through. So we can push them through that hole like that, feeding it through so it's about halfway through. And then with the pipe cleaner this end, we can just roll it up into a kind of rough ball shape and then scrunch the brown paper all around it. Just scrunching it into a tight ball. Right, I'm just going to pop it down for a little while now because we need to get a little plant pot like that, and a ball of modelling clay. Now, if you haven't got modelling clay, don't worry, you could use a pebble, because this is going to go in the plant pot and weigh it down so our plant doesn't topple over. Let's get some gloopy glue and put in a good dollop. Now we can bring back our plant and push it into the plant pot. Very nice. It's starting to take shape. Let's just move it over here for now, because we need to draw some teeth and some leaves. For that we need, of course, white paper or card for the teeth. And for the leaves, we need green paper or card. Now we can cut all of these pieces out. Now we need to glue the leaves onto the pipe cleaners. And we need to stick the teeth inside the yoghurt pot too. And now you have a very snappy plant. Ooh. Or you could try some other ideas. How about a purple spotty plant with yellow stickers for spots? Or even a really big tropical plant with lots of teeth. All fantastic ideas. Snappy plants. Give them a go. They look terrifying, don't they? But you're not scary, are you?
I think you'll find that I am.
Hey, careful you.
Time to go!
Oh, that's it for now. My making time's over, but yours is just beginning. See you soon. It's time to put all this stuff back in its box.
Mr.
Minute Maid time! Minute Maid time!
It's Minute Maid time! Come on, everyone! And here's what we're going to make today. A jazzy pot that holds a lot. Perfect for all your bits and pieces. Now, to make a jazzy pot like this, you will need a plastic tray, lots of bits and pieces like sequins, beads and small toys, a small plastic plant pot, and a rolling pin. Plus, we will need some air drying clay that you can find in an art and craft shop. I'll be back in a tick. Whew. I've got it. There's the air drying clay. Now, do you think it's possible to make this in just 1 minute?
Not a chance!
Well, let's find out. I'm going to have to be very quick. But don't worry, I'll remind you how to do it at the end. Are you ready? Great! Let's make it in a minute. Start the clock. Right, let's get our lump of air drying clay and roll it into a flat sausage shape. There we go. Just keep rolling. Roll and roll and roll like that. This is looking good. Now let's get our plant pot and cover it in the clay. Here we go. We'll try and cover the whole thing like this and then squidge it down on the bottom there and then overlap it and push everything down to make a pot shape. There we go. This is looking good.
Halfway there.
Halfway already? Oh no. There we go. That's nice. And when it's completely covered in clay, we can cover it in the bits and pieces. Get plenty on and you just push them all into place like this. You can do it with your hands like this. You can use whatever bits you like.
10 seconds.
Oh, 10 seconds to go. Just keep pushing. Got a few seconds left. There we go. Here's my jazzy pot. Fantastic.
Just in time.
Phew, that was close. And when it's dry and you've got more than a minute, you could cover it in gloopy PVA glue to keep all the bits in place. Yeah, why not try a really big one with a big plant pot? This one is covered in buttons and it's great for keeping your scissors and paintbrushes in. Why not try nuts, bolts and washers? Perfect for your felt tip pens. Jazzy pots made in a minute. Here's a reminder of how to do it.
Let's go back to the beginning and take another look. Roll the air drying clay out with a rolling pin. Wrap it around the plant pot so it's totally covered. Then roll it in a tray with all your bits and pieces to make a fantastic jazzy pot.
Why don't you try and make it in a minute?
Oh, it's the shapes. They're asleep again.
Let's wake them up.
Circle.
I am a triangle.
I am a square.
I am a rectangle.
I am a shape.
I am a circle.
How many circles can you see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There are 12 circles. Well done, Circle. It's time to get back on the shelf.
Hey, look at my humongous paper cup tower. It's taken me ages to get it this tall, you know. It's great, isn't it? But I have to be very careful because the slightest wrong move and the whole thing could come crashing down. Yeah, imagine if I had to start all this again. Now, just one more cup on the top. Here we go. Oh no! My paper cup tower!
Oh, sorry.
Honestly, that bird. I wish I could let him know sometimes that I don't want to be disturbed. Oh, that gives me an idea. Let's make something.
A brilliant hanging sign for your bedroom door that lets your friends and family know when you don't want to be disturbed.
Let's make it. We'll need some things from the doodle drawers. Come on, everyone. An empty shower gel bottle with a handle like this. Some thick paper or thin card and some tissue paper. Some paint and some gloopy PVA glue. A pencil and a black pen. And some bits of wool. Oh! Now, to make a hanging do not disturb sign, like this one here, firstly, you have to make sure that your shower gel bottle is totally clean. Now, you might want to ask an adult to help you with this bit. Then we need to cover the whole thing in a light tissue paper or kitchen roll. So let's put on plenty of gloopy glue. We're going to cover the whole thing, the bottle and the lid, and then leave it to dry. Then, when it's all dry, you can paint your bottle whatever colour you like. This one's going to be my face, so let's use pink paint. When the paint is dry, we can draw the face details on with a pencil. This face is going to be wide awake. There! Now for the other side, let's draw a face that's fast asleep. There. Now don't forget that you will need 2 ears and a hairstyle for both sides. So let's bring in a piece of card, and if we fold it in half, we get 2 of everything we draw. And now we're going to draw 2 ears starting at the open end of our paper. And we can also draw a hairstyle. There! Now we can cut these shapes out, but be careful because scissors are sharp. Ooh. So now we've got 2 pairs of ears and 2 hairstyles, and we're ready to glue them onto our bottle. So let's stick our hairstyle here on top of the head. And we can stick our ears here, either side of the eyes. When you've done that, turn your bottle over and do exactly the same on the other side. And when it's nice and dry, you can paint it. How about pink for the ears and the rosy cheeks, and white for the teeth and the eyes? And for the hair, I think brown would be nice, like mine. Now add some finishing touches with a black pen. And you can even stick on some extra bits of wool for hair. Keep going until you're happy with your hair, and don't forget to turn it over and do the same on the other side. Wow, what a handsome chap. You know, it's like looking in a mirror. You can hang this on your bedroom door this way if you're awake and you don't mind visitors, or hang it this way if you're asleep and you don't want to be disturbed. You can try any design you want. How about a yellow and brown lion? Give it a really wild hairstyle with lots of wool for the lion's mane. Or a silly green monster with green tissue paper and wool for its hair. So there you go. The perfect way of letting everybody know that you want a bit of peace and quiet.
Time to go!
Oh, well, it looks like my making time is over, but yours is just beginning. See you soon. It's time to put all this stuff back in its box. Would you like to hear a poem? Great! This is my favourite one. It's called Little Miss Maker. Little Miss Maker, the wonderful baker, was ready to eat her bread. But just then a spider sat down right beside her and gobbled it up instead. Ooh, what a cheeky spider! But it gives me a great idea. Let's make something. Surprise your friends by making a hilarious hairy spider out of wool, pipe cleaners and paper. Let's make it. We'll need some things from the doodle drawers. A piece of cardboard, some scissors and a glue stick. Some wool in whatever colour you want your spider to be. A pen, some paper and some pipe cleaners. Oh. Now, to make your very own hilarious spider, like this one here, you need to start off with a rectangle-shaped piece of cardboard like this. Now, we're going to make 2 slits. That's one here and one here. Now, be careful with your scissors because they're very sharp. There we go. Now we're going to take some wool and we're going to cut a very long piece like this. There we are. And now we're going to feed this piece of wool into the 2 slits. So that's here, like that. And then on this side, like that.
Now it's time to bring back in our ball of wool. Here it is. And we're going to start wrapping it around the piece of cardboard. There. Now you've got a nice ball shape. We need to trim off the rest of the wool. There. Like that. And then, with these two pieces of wool here that we stuck into the slits earlier, we're just going to take them out of that slit there and that one there, and then tie them very tightly around our wrapped wool. There, now we should be able to slide the wool off the card. Yeah, it's looking good. Now, if we turn it upside down and use these two long pieces of wool once more to tie another tight knot around the wrapped wool. Now, this is a bit fiddly, so you might want to ask an adult to help you. There we go. Very good. Now we can snip off any extra bits that we don't need. Plus, very carefully, with our scissors, we're going to start snipping these loops here around the edges. Now, be careful not to snip through the middle, otherwise your spider will fall apart. Now, it's a fluffy, woolly ball shape that looks a bit like a spider's body. And I've also tied on a nice long piece of wool here, which I can hang it up with later. Now though, let's give our spider some legs. For that, we'll need 4 pipe cleaners. Now I'm going to bunch those together and then push them through the centre of our spider's body. Then when we've got them through, like this, we can start bending them into the shape of spider's legs so he can stand up. He's got some lovely spider's legs now. All he needs are some eyes and teeth. So for that,
Use some white paper.
let's draw 2 circles for eyes first.
It's a good idea to draw around something that's round, like a glue stick.
There we are, 2 eyes. Now we can also draw 2 pointy teeth. And we can even add some extra detail inside the eyes with black dots for pupils. Now let's cut these pieces out very carefully. Next, we can glue the eyes and the teeth onto our spider's body. Here it is, your hilarious hairy spider. And you can hang it up wherever you like. Plus, you can make your new furry friend in lots of different colours.
How about a purple hairy spider with a sticking out paper tongue? Or a red hairy spider using red wool and red pipe cleaners with lots of teeth? Or even a multicoloured hairy spider using rainbow-coloured wool?
Time to go!
Oh, that's it for now. My making time's over, but yours is just beginning. See you soon. It's time to put all this stuff back in its box.